So this new thing that we're playing with, T-Way Calligraphy, it's a platform where I just want to sit down and talk to some of my favorite photographers, hopefully ask them questions that bring their personality to life, so that we know who they are when they're not taking pictures or when they're not doing IG live or whatever. Today I am super, super excited. I have a superstar, an absolute superstar sitting next to me. A lot of you I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with her work, her education. I would just like to give her this platform. Let her just introduce herself. I don't think I can do justice,
Thank you so much. I don't know about the superstar anyway, but
Superstar.
I'll take it. Hi everyone. It's so good to be here. Thank you so much, Khali. Thank you so much. My name is Yagazie Eguare. As some of you may or may not know, I am a professional photographer, lead creative, and founder of Gazmadu Studios.
It's absolutely great to have you here. There's a sort of celebrity status now that is being attached to photographers, right? Okay. Either it be, if you're lucky, it's your clients that view you as a celebrity. Yeah. But otherwise, other photographers will just sort of look up to each other, and there's a celebrity status out there now, and people want to know what their celebrities are like. So I thought it'd be great to have these conversations.
I love it. So, I love it so much. Okay, I love it. Great. I love that it's chill. I love it.
Great, cool. So let's start off easy. If you weren't a photographer, if you could choose a different career path, what would it be?
Very interesting. So I say interesting because when I was in university, I was studying to be an optometrist. I used to ask myself, if you were not doing this, what would you be doing? And I remembered then that I would always see architects whenever they're doing their stuff, and I just found them so interesting because I thought what they did was, so when they were playing with the buildings and just creating this thing, it was just so beautiful. Like I just felt like this is such an interesting profession, right? And then fine art as well. So those were the two professions, right, that I would see then in the students that I would say, this is so interesting. I wish I could be drawing, I wish I could do these things. I wish I could do fine art. So then I would tell my friends then that if I was not studying as an optometrist, I definitely would be doing fine art. I definitely would have been doing architecture. Okay. So I know for sure that I would have been doing something art.
Great. Good to hear. If you had a warning label.
Right.
Big caution sign. What's a caution sign? Like a triangle with an exclamation, right? What would yours say?
Oh my goodness. What would mine say? So I would say beware. I don't know whether it will be like either no negativity around here.
Hey.
Yeah, or positive vibes or positive energy only. Something like that. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Because I'm very particular about energies and, just energy around me. Yeah. And I'm becoming more and more conscious and very deliberate about it. Yeah. Right, okay. And, what I allow around me and, what I also give off, to other people, because I know that it tends to do so much more to us than we even know, because those are the things that implant so much into our subconscious, without us knowing. And then maybe some of the things you wanted to do, you just go back and then you just realize that everything has been shut down. So because I'm a dreamer, I think I want to do a lot of things. So like, I just don't bring any. Right. So that would be it for me.
Right. So positive vibes only.
Only.
We should have that with neon lights.
Very, very huge.
Great. Next question. If you could live anywhere in the world, anywhere, where would it be? Don't say
Nigeria.
Lagos. Don't say Lagos.
I wouldn't say Lagos. I'm saying Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of country. Okay, let's say maybe city. The city will still be Lagos, sorry.
No way! See, that's the weird thing about Lagos.
Oh my goodness.
That's the weird thing about Lagos. So I have some experience. I grew up in Lagos. I went to secondary school in Lagos.
Yeah.
So I know Lagos. Lagos has this weird thing where when you're in Lagos, you're complaining about Lagos. Like, traffic, it's humid, right? But just take a Lagos person out for a bit and it's like their body starts itching. I need to go back. I need to get back to Lagos. But all we do is complain in Lagos,
It will still be Lagos. It will still be Lagos.
Why though? What are your favorite things
Because
about Lagos?
there is so much life in Lagos. In the sense that, I love the spirit that Lagos carries.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's that entrepreneurship spirit.
Right.
There's that spirit that people just believe that they can be anything by doing anything. People are just so hardworking. They're just, there's so many people being creative with the most things that you wouldn't even think about.
Basic things.
Do you get what I'm saying? And making money from it. So you can see people that are hungry to live, that are hungry to earn, that are not settling. I like that spirit. People wake up in the morning and they're pushing. The conductors, they're even very particular about their time. They're like, move. We need to. So Lagos people there's a spirit that people are very intentional. Like, my time is my money.
Important.
And then my time is very, very important to me. And there is always something I can do, right? Even though the only thing I don't like the term of hustling, right? Right. But then there is that spirit, right? That anytime anybody goes into Lagos, I think people don't even go to Lagos if they feel like the pressure there sometimes is a little too much.
It's a lot. That's true.
It's a little too much. So they rather just go to where they can just be chilling. But if you're in Lagos, there's already, like, your blood is just hot.
Yeah, it's like what we spoke about earlier about energies.
Yeah,
right? Like, everybody's energy there is hyper. Let's move.
Let's just move. What are we doing next?
Yeah,
So what is happening,
Yeah.
So I remember when I came, because I didn't grow up in Lagos. When I came to Lagos for something, and I was just going on the bus, and I was just moving, I was just seeing everything. And I came back and I told my cousin there that there's no other place I'm going to live. That this is where I'm going to live. Because, like, I was coming from the East, and there everybody was just okay.
Yeah.
They were just slow.
Right.
And I was just wondering, why are you guys so slow?
Right.
You're young, you have so much. Right. So, that's that spirit. That spirit of Lagos. I love it a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Lagos. It's not for me. What would you say, could be anything, what would you say is the best thing that you've got from your parents? A gift, a family heirloom, something they taught you, some genetic trait. What would you say? You could pick one thing.
Right. Let me see. What would I say is the best thing for my parents? So I'm going to say for each one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So from my father would be relationships. Okay. Right? Because my dad is such a family man. Okay. And he's such a people person as well. So he really believes so much in family, connected. So he made sure that we would always go back to our hometown, and every time we go back, he would ensure that we go and visit his family, and he will always tell us, this person is this person, this person is this person. So he always went through this to always remind us and let us know that we're from this big place, and there's so many people that are connected to us. Yeah. So, and he would always make sure that we're connecting with our uncles, our aunties, we're writing, we're talking to them on the phone. So he was such a strong believer in family and the strength of family. Right. So, and I remember even as I grow up, I'm also married. That is one of the things that I hold on so strongly because, because I had such a an upbringing where I got to know almost, in fact, all my extended family,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So I never understand it when people say they don't connect with,
Yeah.
the extended
Yeah.
family. So, and it is something that I've held so dear to me, right?
That's
And
fantastic.
then my mom, my mom is, she has, I think I got my maybe hardworking, daring spirit from her, because she is, I mean, she's that one. She had tried so many things, doing so many things, just in being not to just not she never wanted to be idle. She always
Right.
wanted to be very involved,
Right.
in the family and contributing, just not taking my mom never takes no. Like she just knows how to, she knows what she wants, and
Go getter.
she's a go-getter, and keeps growing, and she's ready to be anything, and and that really helps me because it made me realize, because I saw my mom work,
Yeah.
I saw my mom earn, I saw my mom do a lot of those things. It was like, it was something that made it more real to me that it was okay to work.
Yeah. You have somebody in the house
Exactly.
to look up to.
To look up
You didn't
to,
need to look
right?
far
Exactly. To look up to. And it was part of the things that really, that helped to drive me to just, keep dreaming,
Right.
right? And keep dreaming boldly.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Fantastic. What one topic can you give a 40-minute presentation on with absolutely no preparation?
With absolutely no preparation. I think it would still have to be connected to business somehow. Oh my goodness. I think it would have to be, um, I think either so. Oh, if one topic, okay. It depends on the audience, but ah,
Are there multiple topics? I mean, if there's more than one.
no, so I'm saying, like, if it's every just general audience, I would talk more about the importance of photography. Funny enough, I
Okay.
actually love talking about photography a lot.
It's obvious.
And when I talk to people about photography, it's almost like I completely change their mindset about what they thought photography is and how important photography is. When I talk to people about why it's important for them to, have images of themselves and what that really does to them. And I can go on and on and on. And every time I say it, it's almost like they are sold.
Because I need this talk, because I need images of myself. Honestly, like, it's terrible how somebody goes, can you please send us your profile? We need it for so website. And I go, oh, I don't have pictures. Like, where? So we need to have this conversation. But please have as many 40-minute presentations on that as you wish. We're here to listen. If you were a dictator of a small island nation, what crazy dictator things would you do?
Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll make it compulsory for them to read, first of all.
Yeah.
And
Feels
to,
like to enforce, people to read is easier than enforcing creativity. Like, how do you enforce?
yeah, like more like, it's not really creativity, but like expression of self,
Right.
in the sense that it would be compulsory in every school and in every class, that there's a system that allows people to individually express themselves irrespective of what it is. So it's not like there is a direction.
Right.
So there is,
Okay.
it's factored into the curriculum in the sense that at every stage or at every level, right, there's something that you have to do, right,
Okay.
that helps you find personal expression in. And we're not judging what it is.
Yeah, whatever it is,
Whatever
let
it
just
is,
be.
let it just be there, and it becomes part of the entire curriculum, and it carries something or a mark or whatever it is.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? The reason is just to help people find themselves more earlier in life and see
Right.
that, they are also important, outside what has been put as a standard measure. Like, like how everybody needs to pass maths. And if you don't pass maths, you feel like they're using something. So there
Right.
should be that something that is unstructured, unscripted, that is just explore, and that carries something in it, that carries some sort of mark or something, so that they feel like even if I didn't, they feel they would always find themselves doing something well in that. So it gives them that meaning to understand that there isn't that one thing that can define you, right, as a person. That the fact you didn't do good here doesn't mean that, I don't know if that kind of makes
An
sense.
interesting concept. It's an interesting concept because I feel as though a lot of people run away from finding themselves.
Yeah. And we're understanding more and more that to thrive in these times,
Yeah.
innovation, creativity,
Right,
and all of those
exactly,
things are so
exactly,
key. And it's
exactly.
not outside of self.
Right, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
I think if I was a tyrant on a small island, I'll have a no gadget
Oh,
for
yes.
for at least a month, right?
Oh, so
Everybody,
important.
turn off your TVs, turn off your
Oh my
phones, no internet for a
goodness.
month. Like,
Oh gosh.
talk to people, look people in the eye and say, hello, how are you?
Exactly.
You
Oh
know,
my goodness.
talk to people, forget the gadgets
Oh,
for 1
goodness
month every
me.
year.
I think it would do the world a lot of
I
good.
think so too.
It will heal the world.
This was supposed to be a fun question, and we ended on a serious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay. So let me ask a few sort of photography. I mean, we're photographers after all, right?
We have to still act. We have to still go there.
We have to go there. We have to go there. So here's my question. What would you say is like your favorite thing about being a photographer, or your favorite aspect of photography? The cup goes down.
My favorite aspect of being a photographer is connecting with people.
Yeah.
I don't think that, oh gosh, it is such a priceless thing.
Right.
It's such a priceless thing. The fact that I get to meet so many different kinds of people, I get to interact with so many different kinds of personalities.
Right.
I get to be in their space. I get to, for a brief moment, even when they're very important, when they're, recently I shot the governor of Delta State, their family, and I was just like,
Cut to pause. Cut to pause.
and
Sorry,
I was just
don't mind
like,
me.
I was there with just him and his wife, and I was just directing them, and it just felt like, in this moment,
Yeah.
they're just listening to me.
Yes. Yes. You
They're
have them
doing
here.
everything that I want them to do.
Yes.
I can ask some questions. I can. So it is such a gift.
Yeah.
It is such a gift. It is such a gift. And I think that's one of the best things that has happened to me, because these people teach me so much. It's almost like they pay you and then they teach you. I don't know how to explain it, because almost every session there's just something I discover more about myself, or I learn something from them, and it made me start telling my team and letting them know that don't take for granted the gift in people that you photograph, that come here. Like, because everybody that comes to you, right? Of course, there's that dimension you're giving a lot of value, you're serving, but also understand that they also have something for you.
Yeah.
So if you allow pride come in, you would not get it. So so that has been such a blessing to me, just being that sensitive, because I've literally had clients that blew my, so I don't know how to explain it sometimes, but I think that is even greater than having a camera itself. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the best thing
Yeah,
for
I
me.
think I definitely would say the same thing. Connection with people. You get to meet and experience, all sorts of ideologies, cultures, energies, people who, of course, you meet the occasional person you get bad vibes from or whatever, but there are so many people that uplift you.
Yeah.
So here's the next question. Could you name one image that you wish it was you that created it?
Oh, okay.
Is it possible to narrow it to one that just comes to mind and you're like, man, I was so moved, or it was this, whether it be technique, whatever, you wish that you were the one who created it?
Oh gosh. Let me see.
I wish we had like a mentor, like could be in your head now, just seeing the images that you're
Exactly. That I'm just sieving through, like,
yeah.
which images have I seen that, because there are lots of images from different photographers that are always so.
Okay, so let's maybe it'd be difficult to say one. Let's say a body of work, maybe a photographer whose portfolio you saw and you thought, it'd be great if this was my portfolio. I'd be proud of it. Does that help narrow it down?
Okay. Um, okay, I've started looking at different photographers that do different genres of photography
Okay.
that I love,
Okay.
right? So for portraits, I'm going to start with Nigerian,
Right.
and of course, TY cannot be far from that.
Auntie TY. Hopefully you're
I
watching
love
this.
I love her
We don't want
work.
to drive gas from this seat, but eventually we hope you sit here.
Yes, yeah, and it will happen.
Amen.
I love TY's work. I love the heart that she puts into her work. I love her work a lot.
It's just so graceful.
Yeah, so graceful. But the thing though is, I mean, I love all of this work,
Yeah.
but I think at this stage in my journey as a photographer,
Yeah.
it never actually, I don't love it so much that I want to be it. In the sense that, I said, or I am like, oh, I wish that was my work.
Oh, right.
Do you get what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Because I find myself that I admire so many people's work, and then I go back to what I do. I'm like, oh, I still love this. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like it just feels like home.
Yeah.
And I realize that is that place of when you see your work and it's connected to you.
Yes.
It's connected to
Who
just
you
how you
are.
love to express
Yes.
yourself, right? So it's like I think is a level of growth where you
It
can
is.
separate your, be inspired, but you don't want to become.
Yes. Yes.
You're able to be fully
Absolutely.
inspired.
Absolutely.
So TY's work, and of course Big H's work is incredible. Like, I don't think I'll end doing it with Nigerian photographers. Again,
We have
because
so many fantastic
yeah, but I'm just gonna name
artists,
that because of also his heart towards his work.
Yeah.
And why I name it, because for these people, I see them in their work.
Yeah.
That's actually what moves me the most.
Right.
Because, with all the extent he goes into creating these masterpieces,
Yeah.
and, because a lot, and I just see so much of himself being expressed there.
Right.
And so if there's anything I get inspired by, I'm like, I'm so inspired by how much is like so much soul digging that happens with themselves, so much that they now begin to express it in the images.
Right.
And I see it also happens with TY, because I feel like TY sees these things first. There's a lot of exploration that happens, and then she tries to create what she sees based on how she connects it with the client. It's
Right.
it's not just about I just want to take a picture.
Yeah.
Now a third person would be Emmanuel Yeleke.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Yeleke is brilliant.
He is.
He's just
He is.
he is brilliant.
Yeah.
And also it is also this thing. And one of the time I told Emmanuel, I didn't understand how your mind works. He's just like, oh, I just think it and then I just do it.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of thought process into, and you can see he's just this very dynamic person, and with the lighting, with this, and his mind is always working.
Yeah.
So it's that I am inspired the most by that, allowing your mind to just go wild, and whatever it is that you see, you're trying to bring it to reality, not just going there and taking the picture. So that's what inspires me the most, and I'm just like, I want to be able to do more of this.
Right.
So not so much about I want to be able to explore myself more. I want to be able to create more in my head and bring my creation into reality. I want to be able to recreate things that I am inspired by.
Right.
I want to pay more attention to my environment, right? Now, when we go outside the country internationally, 2-man studios, I love their work.
Incredible.
I'm such a fan of them, of course. But
Incredible photographers. Incredible. Their work is
really,
amazing.
really good. Another person, of course, is Sue Bryce. I love her. I love
I
her.
actually
a lot.
feel like I get Sue Bryce vibes from you. You guys, no, you and Sue
I'm
Bryce.
hugely influenced by Sue Bryce, and it's pretty obvious.
You and Sue Bryce can go to Canon and sell them Nikon cameras. Like, fantastic sort of, I don't know if there's a word like encouragers. For this, I've coined it.
Yeah.
Encouragers of people, right?
I
Yes.
love Sue Bryce so much. And I remember the first time that I discovered her, I was just like, what? Who is this woman?
Right.
Do you get? And she's the first person that I'd seen, and it was almost like I could see myself, just an older version of myself.
Right.
And it was just unbelievable, because the things that she believes in, the way that she, runs her business, the things that she's connected, the way she talks to, I was just like, it was like when you see your mother, and that's the way that I feel about her. So I am hugely, unapologetically influenced by, Sue Bryce. I really love her work. I love her work. I love the way that she creates images of women.
Right.
I love how she, believes in people, and I love, her passion for the industry, the photography industry, and how much she has put into really growing this industry consistently
In our
over a long
communities, our
period.
community is huge.
Over a
our
long
community is
period of
huge.
time, and literally giving herself.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't understand this until you start a little bit of education.
Right.
And because it's easy to just feel like, oh, these people are just doing this thing. It is, he has nothing. Like, you have to get to that point where you're ready to just lose yourself just so that people can be better. Right? That's the only way you can do these things. Because it's hard.
I'll take it from you.
It's hard. And so I've named that. And of course, Annie Leibovitz.
Yeah.
I love her work. I love her work also because of what I just said, how she really interprets her images and, yeah.
So moving on. If there is a war and photographers are on one side, who are the people that will be on the other side?
Wow. That's that question. It's a very tough one. Who are the other people that will be? Photographers on one side.
Yes. Photographers versus.
Is this everyday people that feel like they are photographers? I don't know how to put them. That are putting filters on our pictures and then using their phone and creating, they are trying to make us feel like what we're doing is relevant and we're wasting our time. And then not tell us, oh no, you have to, when you take a picture, but I took a picture with my phone from this angle and it looks really good. I'm like, really?
Interesting.
Interesting.
I know.
So whether I would say whether it's everyday phone photographers and with their phones in their pockets and we're just like
I mean, just look at you like I can do this too. I have an iPhone, so
exactly. Or the companies that are advertising and saying that I mean, you can't blame them because I feel like they're really still just selling their stuff because this is such an age that people are moved by, you need to take more pictures, you need to do this, do this. So as long as you sell to them that this will make you take the best pictures, this can equate having a professional. With this, you don't need a camera, you don't need a professional camera anymore. Try and tell the people, But I think those are the people, really, they are the people, for me.
Your answer kind of leads me into the next question or the next thing I wanted you to talk about.
Yeah.
Is I feel like anybody that follows you online, is aware of your personality. It feels like spirituality is an important part of your work.
Yeah.
What sort of role, right, does it play on who you are as a business person or as a photographer or an educator?
I think it's everything. It's everything literally. Like I don't see spirituality as, that's dimension because we have spirit beings.
Right.
We're actually more spirit than we're,
No, we're physical.
So than we're physical,
Yeah.
right? And once you understand that, you understand that spirit controls everything.
Right.
And the more sensitive you are to that, you realize that, you're able to even do a lot more. You're seeing how it influences every single thing that you do, right? So for me, my spirituality is the foundation for the work I do as a photographer, the education, because I just, when I hear God saying, oh, you have to do this, even as much as it's ridiculous, even as much as pricing my work and saying, oh, I don't give discounts because I get this inspiration from the Holy Spirit and it's like, oh, you can't give discounts for your work anymore because when you give a discount, you're undervaluing the gifts that I have put inside of you.
Whoop.
And that is so deep.
I should print that on a t-shirt.
Because what a discount does is more than just taking money out.
Yeah.
It's actually, I feel like it takes a bit of you out. And I'm not put in a place because for me, it just makes me feel like I'm not fully in a place to fully serve. Because every time it feels like someone I was on the price or on the value, it's more of my personality more than it is my work. And every time I'm in that feeling, I am not fully in a place to fully serve and give myself.
Yeah. You've been fantastic with us. This has been really great. It's been really great having you. I believe that you are a fantastic person, a person of knowledge and wisdom. I believe that you're a person who is uplifting.
Yay.
I don't mean to, I like to think I'm an honest person, so I'm not washing you or anything, right? And I feel honored that you were the first person that I got to see.
Woohoo! As in, you guys, did you hear that?
It was an absolute honor. And I feel like there's a lot that you have that the industry needs. You right now are a unique voice. We side talk with Big H yesterday, and he said anybody that comes now to do what Gaz is doing is following Gaz. you can no longer be the first. You can no longer be like Gaz has owned this space now. So anybody that is coming is, you do what Gaz does. Right? I believe that your voice is an important one. There's things that you teach that we as photographers, as a community, need to learn. And I'd like to use that as a segue to say, please share with us about the the profitable photography business program that you run? Because I need as many people watching to know about this. I think it's a fantastic platform. So,
Profitable photography business program. Honestly, it has been a blessing to me to have this. I know how much I struggled to do it. It was such a struggle because I was just like, who would even listen to you? You know, but I had this burden in my heart, and even though I was still in a place and still in the place of growing and improving, but I saw that there were lots of struggles that people were having, and something needed to be done about it. Even when I was doing all the videos, there was actually some after I finished. I started crying, and the videographer was like, okay, no problem. And then I just told him, I was just like, I'm so passionate about this thing.
it's very obvious.
I almost can't control myself. He's like, don't worry, guys, just take a minute. So it has been a gift to me, and I believe that it is also a gift to anybody who enrolls or comes in contact with it, because even for every time that we launch out for it, I literally, my team, they know at the end, there's nothing else I'm thinking about. I am constantly praying about it, and I'm just saying, I'm just constantly praying that God, there are people that need this thing right now.
Right.
And I know that it's not for everyone, and it's for those set of people that are going to do that are going to have a lot of impact in this industry, that are going to go far. They're going to, and I take it so personal. It's just, even my husband knows. The first one we released, it was, we're both awake in the night. I was like, is he okay? Is webinar good? How is this? I said, please look through it. So he sees, like, everybody sees how much, and because it comes from my heart, it's not so much of something that, it comes from my heart. I think it's something that is relevant for these times that we're in.
It absolutely is. Absolutely is.
Maybe it will not be PPV when you're watching this.
Oh yeah, who knows?
Because I'm going through another transition again, and things
never stops. Evolution.
Things might switch up a bit, but I would say to you that if there's that one thing that would really change the way you see photography, the way you see your job, the way you see your craft, that would just radically transform you, right? As it transformed me, and
as it transformed me.
Profitable photography business program would be that one thing, literally. And I know that we're very, very excited and very pumped when it comes to I just want to learn lighting. I just want to learn my editing. I want to learn color correction, grading. I know that's one of the things that, people are very pumped about, right? But trust me, trust me when I say, and from anybody that has been in the photography industry for a bit, that you get to that point that these things, you just start feeling like there needs to be more. There needs to be more to this than this. And I need to get to that point where I'm finding more meaning, right? And it's PPB is that stuff that just turns on that light inside your brain, and it's like it's always been here. So it's more like it's like putting a torchlight, so that your brain opens up to what has already been there, but has just been clouded by layers of so many things, wrong beliefs, layers of lies, just taking out all of those cobwebs so that you can truly see the potentials and the gifts and how important you are to the world. Yeah.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Thank you very much.
Yay.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, Khale. This is I'm so blessed to be here, and I'm so excited.
I'm excited as well.
About this, and everyone watching. Khale is such an amazing guy. fantastic, brilliant.
You're the one that we're
amazing
supposed to be talking
photographer.
about here.
No, because I have to talk about you. Really, really important, because it's easy to feel like, oh, you know, you're asking, but you know, Khalie's such an amazing guy. He's so gifted, and you know, he has a heart, a really kind and really grounded heart, full of wisdom. But you will not know. It's just subtle there. It's like you need to. You need to kind of search it a bit, then you now find it, and then you try to clip it, and he tries to wriggle out of it again. You know? So it is so amazing that, you know, the world gets to see more of this. And, you know, I'm saying it to the world right now, because you guys have to watch out for Khalee, just in case he tries to run away from this, right? So I'm saying it publicly that he cannot, because he has so much, you know, God is doing so much to him, and, you know, the industry is so blessed to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for spending time with us. God bless you. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah? It's a wrap, people. Thank you very much. Huge shout out to everybody behind the cameras.
Yay.
Yay.
Thanks, guys. This has been great.